Okay, you are going to be working on the sniper questions based off reading the story. First things first, if you have not read the story, this is what it looks like. The Sniper by Liam O'Flaherty. The story is 3 pages long in the Google Doc that we have access to it in. So this is what it looks like. If you have not read it yet, you should pause this video and go read it, because you're going to need to have read this in order to answer the questions on this document. If you have read it, you're ready to start. Let's take a look at what we need to do. The directions for answers 1 through 5, answer with evidence from the text and include a citation for each answer. Evidence from the text, that means a quote. Refer to number 1 as an example. So number 1 is done for you. Please try to type your answers in blue so it is easier for me to see what you've typed, what you haven't, and we can work off that going forward. A little hint, so if I'm a student and I'm writing answers for questions 1 through 5, I would try to follow the format written here below. This is what we're looking for. This is how we're going to practice quoting in the future. So this is great practice to include some good quotes as evidence in your writing later on. We have our scene context, describing the scene, connecting it to our quote with a comma since we don't want to start a sentence with a quote, having our quote in the double quotation marks as you see here with a capital at the beginning, followed by a citation afterwards. We see the parentheses facing each other with the author's last name capitalized because it is a proper noun, and then the page number with a period at the end. That's the format we're looking for questions 1 through 5. Here's a sample just to get you started. What happens to the woman informant in the story? So our answer would be, the woman informant was shot, and this is a quote from the story. It's explaining what happened. She was shot and, in quotes, fell with a shriek into the gutter. This is what happened to her. We're explaining with a quote to provide evidence so no one can question whether or not we are right. We're showing where we got this quote. It's from the sniper who wrote it, Liam O'Flaherty. So we have his last name here. Page number 2, in parentheses, followed by a period to show that this quotation goes with this citation here. You're going to follow the same format for the next 4 questions. So 1 through 5 should look like that. 6 through 10, answer in at least 1 complete sentence each. You do not need a quote or a citation. So you're just answering in your own words in a complete sentence with a capital, proper spelling, proper punctuation. Indirect characterization. The author is telling us about the character, but they're not coming right out and saying exactly what the character is like. They're describing the character through scenes in the story. So we're going to answer these in a sentence based off what we've read. Irony, situational irony, is when something happens that is the exact opposite of what you would expect to happen. So our ending has some situational irony. Why is it situationally ironic? What about it is something you would not at all expect? Okay. After that, we have our last question, which bleeds onto a second page, so do not forget it. Number 10, theme. What would you say a theme of this story is? Or what is the point the writer is trying to make about war? Civil war, friends, enemies, anything along those lines. What is something they're trying to make, a statement? So these are the questions. Remember, you need to have read The Sniper, a 3-page short story, before you can do this assignment. Try your best on this assignment as always, but especially this time because you're going to be writing a paragraph based on The Sniper very soon. Having some strong answers here could help you later on when you are writing your paragraph, looking back, seeing some potential quotes, seeing some potential topics to talk about. So this could be a great resource down the line. If you have any